And I thought he couldn't stoop any lower. Of the Shokugeki no Soma, chapter 161, and we just see even more just how cruel Azami's rule is. In fact, one of those who lost was that extremely ugly sumo guy called Guaba Bayoshi. His guys still tried to do Chimchanko, even though they lost. And all of their seminars, the 23, or wasn't it 120? Well, it's not exactly confirmed for me, but anyway, every single one of them that lost in the first purge, the 31 organizations or whatever, was immediately destroyed. This is very aching on when Erina's cruelty, when she destroyed that fat gunk's place. Only this time, it feels a lot more train wrecking, because apparently as soon as Goba Bayoshi actually tries to cook in secret, Azamis security guards find him, then strip him out until his underwear, and then puts him out on a almost crucify him. Well, not exactly crucify him, binding him on a large pole. I mean, the greatest sin in Tulski Academy has always been expellation. Well, that's the wrong word I was looking for. But this, setting an example for those who want to rebel? I mean, I'm seriously getting pissed on just how much despair we are getting into this manga. I want them crushed! Central. And in this one we are still focusing on Soma. I want to focus on some of the others. Apparently he's in a class where he has revealed that there were two types of lessons in Totsuki, and now there's only one. The first one was a lesson required the completion of a certain dish within a time limit, of course deliciously. The second lesson was focusing on brainstorming of the creation of a dish given a certain limit of ingredients of cooking genre, and that is abolished. Seeing how Azami always wants you to follow the recipe to a T, it only makes sense he will go for lesson number one. Once again hinting just how broken his system is. It works only for those that are talented. It cannot work for those that are not. I mean, even those that are few in talent have a difficult time brainstorming. Because I know I'm not a guy with talent, and I cannot brainstorm a single bit. But still, you can't just follow a recipe blindly. Because then that won't make you great all the time. You have to learn how to brainstorm if you want to become the truly greats. And only those that follow something to a T they'll get something else. And Soma compares it to Nishinoya's kitchen, where that had more freedom. And of course, he actually senses that. However, the strange thing is, normally, he would have sneezed. You know, when someone talks about someone behind the back in Japanese anime, they tend to sneeze, saying, "Is someone talking about me?" Here, he has felt annoyed, so that was kind of funny, because otherwise there's not a single funny. Then it turns out that the lecturer of this lesson is now dismissed, because, well, he did not agree with well, I don't think he really... Well, he didn't agree with Central, and his standards didn't match the true gourmet standards that Asami is doing that. So he was dismissed. No mercy at all. Instead, the new lecturer is Ichi Tsukasa, who wants them to be his sous chefs. And of course, the only one who has the balls to do that is Soma. Because, well, and the thing is, Soma is a great character sometimes, but at the end of this chapter, he just realized he just did a big mistake, because in the end, Soma is hungry for knowledge and learning. That's one of his strongest points. And it's pretty good to have that. I mean, it's very difficult finding someone who burns so passionately for something. But here is actually a fatal flaw. He successfully keeps up with Tsukasa by making 5 dishes of amuse bouches from French cuisine. And well, he did it in a perfect rhythm, even while Tsukasa always said them away. I mean, it pisses me off just how much Tsukasa says this one and all this perfectionism, because the way those other students are watching and saying like, this is the door uh, of the elite, it's a concept of true equals, a realm which none but the truly skilled are allowed to enter. It just further shows just how broken the central system is. Granted, even if it was the normal Totsuki, maybe even that would have been broken, but it's basically as throwing us in the faces. Only those with true skill can survive. Totsuki has always been like that. Only those with true skill can survive, but we have also seen that everybody can get true skills if they just try hard enough. And no one can try hard enough because, well, what you don't know you can never learn. I get. But here, it's almost like saying like they're crippling other situations. So yeah, Soma successfully managed to copy that, mostly because, well, he had learned to keep up with this thanks to Shimuya. And so the day is over, but and Soma just realizes as soon as it's all finished that he has helped Central, even though he actually did not want to. But it's then that the line we all suspected of was gonna happen. Is Tsukasa now gonna show his true color? And when I mean true color, the true bitching and evil personality that we all suspected him to be. The way he says, you did a really good job, you're a useful one. Will you become my right-hand man? Are you interested in joining Central, he asks. That's basically this chapter. Are you interested in joining Central? No way will Soma say yes. If he does say yes, then I've misjudged him. I mean, after everything we have seen in this couple of chapters, no, there is actually no way Soma will say yes. As I said before, Soma hungers for knowledge. It's a double pun, you know, hungers for knowledge. Okay, I'll be quiet about that. But even he says that he doesn't agree with Central's situations. Not only what kind of that Asami wanted to destroy the Polar Star dorm despite having living in it before, but because of many other reasons too. So, I mean, even his face, he actually has a dull, angrily look in his eyes. The fact that now, when I meant to say, are we now gonna see Tsukasa's true personality? What I mean is, we still don't know why Tsukasa and so many of the other Elite 10 accepted Azami's offer. Are we now gonna get the first clue on why Tsukasa said that? Given out the fact how he sees perfectionism and all that stuff, my biggest guess is he agreed with Azami's true gourmet situation, and he wants to have that perfection because he doesn't believe in the power of feeling cooking. So what is gonna happen now? What kind of new battle are we gonna get with? I mean, this chapter was heavy. It was heavy. I mean, I don't care about that Chanko guy, but it was still pretty horrible to see him on that on that pole, tied in only in his so-called underwear. I mean, if you think about it, they are still kids, teenagers, so in a way, that is actually kind of criminal. And Tsukasa offering Soma a place as his right-hand man may be a great honor, but at the same time, why would Soma join Central when he disliked it so much? I mean, I know I have a question here. I can't just put it in the right words. What am I trying to say? It's like, are we now gonna have a battling out with the first seat? Are Soma gonna be the one who's gonna defeat the first seat? Well, I was hoping it wasn't gonna be him. Yeah, I know, I'm a stalker for you know who. But I still say that because, well, if you think about it, she cooks exactly the opposite cooking that Tsukasa does. But I'm a stalker of Megumi, so I will always support her into this. But yeah, it seems Soma will have a new challenge ahead. What will say no to Tsukasa bring him? And will we get to the other seminars next? Please, give us some hope and defeat these elite tens. Give me your thoughts if you have any.